Talking about Leny Yoro, who is on the brink of signing for Manchester United, one of the hottest properties in Europe, being linked to Real Madrid and PSG, but it looks like it'll be Manchester United who will win the race to sign the French defender for £60 million. For more on this, let's welcome in, shall we? Nedum is with us, as is Mark Ogden. Mark, let's start with you. Is it a concern at all if you're United? Obviously, we're anti-United here on FC. The fact that PSG and Real Madrid wouldn't pay this transfer fee, but Manchester United will.
Do you know, I don't think it is. I think on this occasion, Real Madrid have spent a lot of money in this last 6 months, killing Mbappe on a free, but obviously it's not a free, he's got massive wages. They signed Hendrick for nearly £50 million. They haven't got a lot of players out, so Real haven't really got the money to match what United are paying. So that's Real dealt with. PSG, as we know, if you're a young player that's supposedly one of the best young players in Europe, then the French league is not where it's at. So if Leny Yoro was going to move, it was going to be to the Premier League or Spain. So I think United have moved in. They knew they had rivals, and they've done a deal. And I think this is slightly different to what they've done in the past. It doesn't feel like a Rasmus Højlund deal where they've paid way over the odds. I think it sounds like it's a good deal for a player. Yes, he's got a year left in his contract, but he is very highly rated. He is regarded as the next big thing in French football. So at 18 years old, United in the past they've missed out on young players. They missed out on Jude Bellingham, they missed out on Erling Haaland because they dithered. They didn't quite get the deal done. And I think this new Ineos regime have decided that, Sir Jim Ratcliffe did say, he said, we're not going to sign the next Kylian Mbappe, we want to sign the next or the new Kylian Mbappe, and that means signing the young players that have got the ability to become big stars. So I think on this occasion, United have done well. I didn't expect them to beat Real Madrid to sign a player this summer, so they've done well to get Yoro almost over the line. It's not done yet. There's a medical to be done, and he's still to agree personal terms. And that, when they say they've got to agree personal terms, that usually means they're already done. But I think on this one, there is still a little bit of ground to cover. But I do think it'll be done in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Him and Lisandro Martinez, then first choice centre backs, Mark.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think it depends who else they get in. They're still looking at Matthijs de Ligt, and they could go back for Jared Branthwaite. So I think if they get one of those, it's going to be obviously strong competition because Yoro is still young and inexperienced. I'd imagine that Erik ten Hag would want a bit more experience there. But, he's in the mix. He's played, plenty of times for Lille now, and he's French under 21. But I do think United are looking for a more experienced centre-half to play with Martinez. Looks like Harry Maguire may leave if they find a buyer. Victor Lindelof can go. I think Johnny Evans is going to trigger a one-year deal. So they've got the numbers there, but I do think they want a little bit more experience because, let's be honest, Martinez, as good as he is, he gets injured. So they need a bit more experience they can rely upon at centre-half. But Yoro will play a lot of games this year.
So as you mentioned, what happens to the de Ligt deal now?
Well, it'll be de Ligt or Branthwaite. They'll still push ahead on one of those.
Oh, right,
I think de Ligt is probably a more feasible deal because obviously Everton want £70 million for Jared Branthwaite. Now, Matthijs de Ligt is looking like it could be 35, 40 million pounds. So, as promising as Jared Branthwaite is, Matthijs de Ligt has got a lot more experience. But you could say that de Ligt's career has plateaued in the last couple of years.
Mark's just frozen, which is a shame, really, because I didn't want to go to Craig at all on any of this.
Oggy.
There we go.
Sort your connection out. My God, schoolboy error, particularly today. Look, at the end of the day, it's a lot of money, isn't it, for a youngster? It's kind of bonkers.
But isn't necessarily going to start either.
Yeah, and is it going to affect their ability to spend in other positions that they need to? Several positions. Left back is an issue. I know they've got Shaw and Malacia, but they've both been injury prone, particularly Luke Shaw, who played for England but didn't play for United since February. And then you look at the middle of the park with Casemiro in there, and you've got McTominay and young Kobe Mino, who, if all things been equal, should just kick on, getting that more experience. But there are still other positions in the part that they have to spend. Now, I don't know how many players United can get out to be able to spend more to satisfy this profit and sustainability. I've got no idea. But they've got to strike a balance here, and 50-odd million seems like a lot for a player who might not start when you're looking at other areas of the team. But this is the way they've decided to go. And kind of that's the way the game is going these days. But I don't know. It's a big rebuilding process. But 50+ million for an 18-year-old who's in one season, it just seems to me just crazy.
Nedum, would you like to add anything, or shall I go to Andy Cole?
No, I'm going to say something actually. So, looking at the way that Julien Laurent, who is the French football expert as such, the way he was talking about it seemed like it was going to be really down on United, saying, "Oh, all this money for someone who you could get for a free." But he finished it by saying how good a player he is, and ultimately his success will be defined by how he performs for United in the future should he sign. So, I think it is a lot of money at that age, but the fact is, it is for one of the hottest prospects in European football. And if United have gotten this one right, then in years to come we'll be saying, the value didn't even matter at the start.